Little Tokyo is a very diverse community. Historically and even currently, it serves as an entry point for immigrants and people of various backgrounds. It's the second oldest community and neighborhood here in Los Angeles. At the same time, Little Tokyo was named as one of the 11 most endangered neighborhoods in America. My affinity to Little Tokyo goes back to my childhood. As a second generation immigrant, I grew up here. I went to school, elementary school here. Because of the language and cultural barriers, my parents really sought out Little Tokyo as a safe haven, and they opened up a small business here. Little Tokyo is home to over 400 small businesses. An example is Fugetsudo. They're a 120 plus year old business, and they're the oldest Japanese American business in the nation. I really consider small businesses to be the socioeconomic engine of any community. Our mission as Little Tokyo Service Center is to preserve the cultural and historic legacy of the neighborhood. We initially began as a predominantly just a social service agency serving monolingual Japanese-speaking seniors. Since then, throughout the 1980s, we've expanded our services and our scope. We do affordable housing, we provide small business assistance, we still do community organizing and planning, and we've expanded our work to touch all throughout the city of LA. Unfortunately, displacement has been a big part of Little Tokyo. Suehiro is one of the oldest legacy businesses here in Little Tokyo. My earliest and fondest memory was in Suehiro back in the 1970s, having a meal there with my parents and family. And unfortunately, recently they had to be displaced. They weren't able to negotiate with the owner because of the rising rents. What we're trying to do here is really to help support small businesses.
So Go for Broke was the motto of the 442nd Regimental Combat Team. And Go for Broke essentially means to go all in, to put everything on the line. And that's the motto and the feeling that the soldiers adopted during World War II, because they knew that there was so much more on the line than just a bet. It was their freedom, it was their future, and the future of those that they loved. As many of us know, during World War II, Japanese Americans were incarcerated based solely on the color of their skin and their ancestry. This is a mistake that we as a nation can't afford to make again. The story of what happened to Japanese Americans, the story of how the sons and daughters of immigrants still chose to serve their nation and become the most highly decorated unit in American military history, is a story that's full of lessons for all Americans today as we face so many challenges in our nation. So the Go for Broke monument was built in 1999. And so for 25 years, it essentially sat in the middle of a parking lot. And there had always been plans and dreams of building some type of facility right next to the monument. But through our work with Little Tokyo Service Center, we dreamt of something larger. Why not build something that serves the needs of Little Tokyo and also serves the needs of Los Angeles? So together, we came up with a plan of creating a 5-story building, 330,000 square feet, that will house legacy businesses and restaurants, give Go for Broke a permanent place for our organization, and very excitedly, 248 units of affordable housing that will begin to address the affordable housing crisis in Los Angeles.
Currently, it's a federally designated historic block. Before World War II, it was considered the heart of Little Tokyo. There were thousands of residents living on the block, and unfortunately, in the 1940s and 1950s, because of urban renewal, the city razed most of the block. And it's been sitting as a parking lot for decades. And because of that, we see this as an opportunity to reclaim the block. It's beyond a brick and mortar project for us. It really is a project for the community. It really does take a village to build anything and to accomplish anything.
And it's different parts of the community, private, public, nonprofit, saying, how can we do something together to serve the greater good?
Without the support of people willing to take the risk and people willing to invest in the people and the places, really we wouldn't have been able to accomplish this. The strength of LTSC is reliant on the strength of other organizations, and really the impact that we're able to produce, it really does take all of us to really push forward.